Jim Kim, head of the World Bank, it's such a pleasure to have your time here.
It's great to be with you, Ronan.
So tell me, we're looking at contributions from countries, some of them really substantive contributions. Norway upping its spending in a significant way, contributing to Gavi, more spending on vaccinations. Where does that go right and where does it go wrong? What are the pitfalls?
Well, I can't see what's wrong with it. I mean, the really amazing thing is that you have young people saying that they're going to be part of a movement to end poverty. Now, the great thing is that we can actually do it. The poverty numbers have gotten better, but these last 15 years are going to be the hardest. And to have young people say, we're going to get this done is fantastic. And to have people come here feeling pressure that they've got to up the ante and put more on the table is a really great thing. I've never seen anything like it.
But how do you keep those contributions sustainable?
Well, the thing is, it's really, really great that countries like Norway, the United Kingdom, for example, dramatically increased their giving. That's great, but what we now know is that those kinds of gifts are just the beginning. What we're working on is to make sure that when someone does make that kind of commitment, we crowd in money from the private sector, from sovereign wealth funds. We know that if we bring all those investments together to build roads and schools, that's the way we're going to really end poverty. It's more than official development assistance, but the official development assistance, because it's a grant, is really important.
The World Bank has now given almost $400 million to address this latest Ebola outbreak. What's the economic argument for that?
Well, first of all, it is evidence that if you don't fight poverty, if you don't put healthcare systems in place, then you get problems like Ebola. But Ronan, I'm really worried about it. I've battled epidemics of drug-resistant tuberculosis. We've got HIV treatment programs going in some of the most difficult places. This is the worst I've ever seen. And so if this goes to 1.4 million cases, we're really talking about the economic meltdown of Africa. And if that happens, there's not a single person on earth who's not going to be affected in one way or the other, at the very least economically. But if the cases start jumping and going to South Asia or to the Middle East, this is going to be a disaster of just epic proportions. We've got to stop it right now. That's why we keep going back to the board and getting more money, because what we do over the next 3 to 6 weeks is going to determine whether we can get this under control or not.
All right, any final message to world leaders here tonight?
Well, this is, we need to now step up to the energy that the young people are bringing to the table. And I've never seen a movement to end poverty with this much energy. If we can step up, if we can meet the young people's energy where they are, then we actually have a chance to do this.
Jim Kim, enjoy the show. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Ronan.